I want to introduce you to a dear friend. Jeremy and his wife Shannon are highly plugged into our church. He is not just a guy that has a national platform. They serve in our church every week. They are completely involved in the life of our church. They've devoted themselves to a local church, and I love that about them. But this is going to be one of those kind of situations that sort of causes your mind to expand in another way again. Jeremy is a guy who prays and asks God for visions and for dreams, for whole new ways of thinking about things. And we're going to spend a bit of time with him hearing about what he is up to now. So let's welcome Jeremy Cowart. All right, my friend.
All right.
So what have you been up to lately?
So yeah, I've been a photographer for the past 10 years, and talking about dreams and ideas. The thing that I've learned since college, since I was y'all's age, is that ideas, those little whispers in the quiet moments, are the most powerful thing you have. And so I'm amazed at how many people ignore them. And these days, whether it's trying to fall asleep or standing in the shower or mowing the lawn or driving by myself, those times alone with God are when all my ideas hit. And I've just learned that it's so important to write those down and to listen. So 4 years ago, I'm 39 now. When I was 35, I was in the middle of my photo career. In fact, I had a meeting in a hotel room for a photo shoot in LA. And I had this crazy idea hit me in the blink of an eye. And just the whole vision, the whole plan, all of it, like just so quickly. And I just thought, whoa, and I told my friends about it. And but I spent the next 3 years living in fear of this idea, just thinking that is way too big. There's no way I can do this. And so just this past fall, 2015, found the courage and just decided, I'm going to go for it. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to go for it. And so this spring, we worked hard to put together a video to explain this dream that God gave me 4 years ago that we're now working on. And I thought I would show you all this video real quick to explain it. My name is Jeremy Cowart, and with your help, we are about to build a hotel unlike anything the world has ever seen. I have traveled as a photographer to over 25 countries, staying in countless hotels. Y'all at least get the job done. But what if they could do more? Could your stay in a hotel help create a better life for someone else? As crazy as that might sound, I believe that it can. So with your help, we are going to build something extraordinary. Introducing the Purpose Hotel, an innovative hotel chain that is the first of its kind because everything has a purpose, where your life inside the building improves the world around it. The first one we'll call Nashville, Tennessee, home, and it will bring together some of the most meaningful ideas on earth. Everything you interact with will be stunningly designed and will actively benefit great causes. I'm asking you to help me build it because humanity desperately needs it. So here is how it will work. Each room will sponsor a child's education. Every door will have a name and a story. Every aspect of your stay will help others reclaim their dignity and earn a living, from the minibar to the hand-sewn comforter, the soaps, even down to the furniture and the store in the lobby. We are making this hotel to be life-giving to the people who need it most. We think the most powerful symbol for that is a functioning charity water well in the lobby. So drink up. And of course, there will be free Wi-Fi. But if you need faster Wi-Fi, that money will fight against human trafficking. There will be an open co-working space allowing you to collaborate and dream up even greater ideas. The hallways will be lined with the most iconic humanitarian art and photography, highlighting projects happening all over the world. The conference rooms will host world-changing events and gatherings, including the annual Help Portrait event. At any other hotel, you simply get a receipt showing where your money went. At the Purpose Hotel, your receipt will also show your impact on the world. So whether you stay once or 20 times with us, your user account will keep a running tally on your total influence. The success of this campaign will redefine hospitality. It'll mark a shift in hotels becoming a place for change, for community. I'm choosing to kickstart this because it's the people's platform. This is where technology meets compassion. By donating, you will say that you helped build the first Purpose Hotel. If you give $75, you become an official co-founder. That means you can send us your favorite portrait of yourself, and we will place it on the walls of the hotel. Not just in the first Nashville hotel, but every hotel we ever build. Even long after we're all gone, there'll still be Purpose Hotels standing tall around the world. It's a statement that what unites us is far more important than the boundaries we're born into. Donate and become a co-founder today. Join me and my family. We can't wait to see you there.
Wow.
So good, man.
Wow. If that is not a perfect picture of asking God for great things, like Pastor Darren was saying, nothing ever will be. What an audacious vision that God has given you. And the beautiful thing, and I think we saw it echoed in your story, Darren, in Church of the City, is that whenever God gives someone a vision, he funds that vision with time, treasure, and talent come from his own people. Because God just doesn't want you to benefit from it. God wants other people to be a part of it as well. And so we hear this, we see this. I think it's perfect for Global Focus Week because you're using your talent to have the nations in mind, to have people that are coming to a hotel room and the whole world is being affected by it. And so right off the bat, can we just get practical? How can we help? How can we as Liberty come alongside what God's given you, a vision for this hotel, and just be a partner with you in it, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, truly the reason for doing this via Kickstarter, and I'll tell you the story real quick. From the beginning, the dream, I've been telling people, I just want a college student or a single mom or really anybody to feel like they were building something forever, something bigger than themselves, because most hotels are built with investors and banks. I thought it'd be much more fascinating if anybody around the world, no matter how young, how old, could be a part of this. And so in fact, I got an email last week from a girl my age, 39. She's lived 30 years of her life as a sex slave, as a human trafficking victim. And also, as a part of, she was involved with witchcraft this whole 30 years. She's now found God, she's a Christian, she's finding her faith, and she said, you know what, somebody last week asked me to clean their kitchen, and they paid me $20. $20 is all I have, but I'm giving you $7 to help build the Purpose Hotel. And it just shocked me because that was the vision God gave me from the beginning, is that every dollar matters. It's such a more beautiful story if 13,000 college students help build this hotel. They're part of the story forever, so that in decades, you guys can all visit these hotels around the world and say that I helped. I was a part of this story. And so we launched the first Kickstarter campaign, $2 million. It was a little audacious. We didn't reach our goal, which means we got $0. So we just, and that, again, we failed. We're getting back right up on our feet and starting again. So we've launched a new campaign that's live right now, and much smaller goal, just the bare bones of what we needed at 347 grand. We hit that in 30 hours, which is amazing. But now we have a step 2 goal for all the design and a bunch of the next steps. It's all detailed out on our Kickstarter page. So I would love for the students here to obviously back the campaign. At $15, we have a really amazing soundtrack with so many great artists, you know, from Imogen Heap to Dave Barnes, Sleeping at Last, all kinds of great artists. So if even everyone just went and got our soundtrack today, we would reach our step 2 goal. So it's pretty amazing to think what could happen. And then obviously on social media, hashtag the Purpose Hotel, all that stuff. Spreading the word would be great.
I think if you'd met that first goal, that would have robbed us today. to be a partner with you. And so in God's sovereignty, and it's just, he's predestined this moment for us to come along and be a part of this, to be an investor. Because I'm telling you, I think God has put visions and dreams in the life of many of our students. They're just as audacious as you, and they feel like God's putting, things and dreams into their future being a step that they need to take. And one day, they're gonna need people to come alongside and say, I've got tables and chairs. I wanna be an investor in it. Can you just give some advice? You're doing what they wanna be doing. You're successful and leveraging what God's called you to do for kingdom advancement. What advice would you give a college student just in their purpose, in what God's calling them?
I would say that listen to those whispers. I say that if you turn down idea 1, you're turning down idea 10, because I've learned that all my ideas are based on momentum. God gives me a little more confidence, and he gives me that responsibility for the small idea. And then once he sees that I've done that, he gives me a little more responsibility, and it just gets bigger and bigger. So no matter how big they are, no matter how scared I am or how insecure I am, I just always walk in faith, and I try and I learn, and here I am, with this next step, and it's pretty crazy. So listen to those ideas, walk boldly in your faith, and just try it. Just do it. Yeah.
We're hitting on a theme here that I think is really important, and I love the fact that the first Kickstarter, it didn't turn out like you thought it would, but this is an incredible illustration that I would love the students to really remember, because the idea that God gives you is just the beginning. Talk a little bit about, pushing through with tenacity, when you're discouraged or when things don't work out like you thought they were going to work out. Talk a bit about that.
Yeah, every idea is messy. You're never going to be prepared enough. You're never going to have all your stuff together. You're never going to know what you're doing. I still don't know what I'm doing in anything that I'm doing, even as a photographer. And so I've just learned that as an artist, as a creator, those voices are always there. It's like you're driving down the road, and you're always going to have your passenger over here mouthing off at you, trying to talk you out of Satan, in other words. And I just know that God's given me a clear path, and I'm just focused on it, but I'm just realizing that voice is always going to be there, trying to, voice that doubt and fear into me. And I don't know. I've just, as I look back, I call it stumbling forward. Every idea was stumbling. It was messy, but it's all. I think that's how God wants it to be. And so just keep going.
That's good.
Yeah, stumbling forward might be just the very thing that God has for you today, just because you've stepped out on faith, you've become an ocean walker, and you prayed, Spirit, lead me in uncharted territories, and then it didn't go so well. But that doesn't mean that the spirit of perseverance can't allow you to learn from that and then continue to press forward, because God has called you, even in that process, not just to build a hotel, not just to plant a church, but to become dependent in your own life. God is ultimately doing something in your life through all of this, and in all of our lives. And so many times when we fail, that's not God abandoning. God actually allowed that, provided that failure so that we would become more dependent and awakened to him. I've asked Kyle and Will to come up and just to give us a real action point before we walk out. But before we do that, Jeremy, you got to promise us that you'll come back and talk about traveling, with Britney Spears and all the people. And you're welcome to bring Taylor Swift with you next time, all right? And, all right?
Yeah.
We're here for you, so we want you to be here.
I would love to come back.
But hey, can we thank both of these great men just for investing into our lives? Perfect for Global Focus Week. Brothers, love you guys, man.